Hello, welcome back to Writer's World Radio, episode 19. As always, I am your buried host, Matthew Graken. So, it is Memorial Day weekend here in the United States. So many of you will be thinking, hamburgers, hot dogs, one of each, 4 of each. Why stop there? Get some chicken in there too. But I got an email, loose segue, I got an email from one of those restaurant chains saying that May happens to also be National Hamburger Month. So that got me thinking, what better analogy to structure your story than a hamburger? So today we're talking about the hamburger method. The hamburger method. If you could think of another analogy, go right ahead. But it's basically all the same thing. You're sandwich stacking on how to structure your story. Not necessarily the order that you have to write that story in, but kind of ideas that you need or elements that you need in your story. Like a hamburger, you think, it's going to be bun, burger, lettuce, tomato, bun, or it could be bun, lettuce, tomato, onions, burger, bun. There's so many different ways. But in the end, do you still have a delicious meal in front of you, just in your hands, waiting for consumption? Yes, you do. If you're a vegetarian, I hope you find out one day. Veggie burgers. There you go. You have a veggie burger. So, let's start off. First thing, going on the top order, you got your top bun. Some have sesame seeds, some of them don't. But what is this bun representing? It's your fluff. It's your soft entrance into your story. It's your everyday life. It's kind of your introducing of your characters. It's the stuff that's going to hold the rest of the story together. Keep your fingers clean. But it's not the substance of the story. So this, that is your top bun. It's going to be your everyday life. John Doe gets up, goes to work. He meets his wife. He has a late office meeting. He meets his girlfriend. And then he goes home to his other wife. Yeah, whatever your everyday circumstances are. After that, you have let's go with your fixings. Your lettuce, your tomato, your ketchup, your fixings. Your onions, pickles. These are the additional things that are going to be going on during the story. While the main story is going on, your main focus, you have little side events that are going to be happening that keep the flows a little more interesting and break up the intensity of the story. But it builds to your story. So while you're chasing after trying to find the bank robbers, the main character has to go on a wedding. He's going to get married to his third wife. So he has to go and register at Macy's or somewhere for a wedding. So just little things. It's going to keep your characters a little more tangible and a little more interesting. Like I said, it breaks it up, but on a whole, it becomes more substance. Then you get down to your meat, the burger, the actual meat, cheeseburger, hamburger, whatever your preference is. And this is your main story. This is the main focus. The story is about the bank robbery. So John Doe is investigating this bank robbery. And, it's going to, all the action, all the intensity, all the important facts of, the robbery, the chase, the hunting down, the finding the facts, that all takes place here in the meat. The meat is your story. That is the main purpose. This is what you've come to read this book about. You go beyond that, you get to another bun, or you get to the bacon. Yes, everyone loves some bacon. And the importance of the bacon in this analogy is that it's not just another piece of meat, but it is an additional story. It's another main story, background story that's taking place in the main story that you're reading. See, if you're writing a series, everyone loves a series, everyone loves bacon. The bacon is the connection between this book, the next book, and the next book. Or this story, the next story, the next story. The bacon is the sub-story. It is, you got your main story going on. It is another story that's going to go on that, I can say, is connected to other books, or is just following along parallel to this one book. It is, a subplot. It is, another adventure that's happening at the same time. So that's your bacon. Finally, we get to the bottom bun. Bottom bun, again, keeping your hands clean. How are things returning back to normal life? What are the after effects of the meat, of the main story? What has changed in the world or your character's life since the main story has happened? In this case, John Doe's investigation of the bank robbery. He gets promoted to a new position. He's making more money. He can afford more girlfriends. Maybe a boyfriend. Who knows nowadays? So, the burger method. Enjoy it. Love it. Have it this weekend. But just think, how are you going to structure your story? Make sure that you have all the elements in there. Don't make sure you're not just handing someone a piece of meat. You're not just handing them a burger without a bun, without lettuce, without onions, without ketchup, tomato, mayonnaise, mustard, barbecue sauce, teriyaki sauce, peanut butter. Believe it or not, actually tastes pretty good on a burger. Have other elements in there. Keep this in mind when you're writing, when you're storyboarding. That's the importance of storyboarding. You're going to make sure that you have these other elements involved in it. When I wrote The Third Haunting, I wasn't just writing a story about a psychotic fortune teller going after the main character. I also added in what's going on with her family, what's going on romantically with the character, what's going on at work a little bit. Many other elements going on in this character's life, which fills up the story, which will get your readers more connected into your characters. And the more connected that a reader is to your character, the more that they're going to come back to you. The more they're going to want to read it, the more they're going to be interested in it. So, you want more than just a piece of meat between those covers. So, what are some analogies that you can use besides a hamburger? Put it in the comments below. What do you think of this new recording area? Let me know. Just somewhere different. I figured let me give this a shot and I could be a little more creative with the space here. Less interruptions. Those are key. And better lighting, and depending where I'm standing. So let me know. Use the hashtag WritersWorldRadio. Go, Matthew, go back to where you were recording before with the blue background and the curtains. Or, hey Matthew, I'd like the door behind you. You can actually hang things on it and connect it to what you're talking about. Hit me up on the Twitter at Matthew J. Graken. Or the other option is the Facebook. Facebook.com/Matthew J. Graken. I hope these have been helpful for you. I hope today, the burger method will help you write. Remember, 10 minutes a day. It's all it takes to start writing your story. That's all it's going to take to get you moving. 10 minutes a day. By the end of the week, you'll be amazed how much you've already written. You get going, you get moving, you get into it, and next thing you know, you've finished your story. You finished your first rough draft. If you need any help, whatsoever, bounce some ideas off, you have some questions about writing, Matthew, I don't know if I should put this in, contact me. I gave you my information. Hit me up. I'm always available, always willing to help out other writers. If you know someone that needs help writing, give them my information. Reference them to this podcast or to this video cast. You know, let them get enjoying, you know, involved. The more people out there that are watching and listening, you know, the better this could, you know, the more people get involved, the better this will be. Thank you again for your time. I know it's valuable. I appreciate everything. I enjoy all the feedback that I constantly get. Thank you for everyone for mentioning it. Make sure you check out my stuff on Amazon. Not to self-promote, but leave a comment. Make sure you like this video. If you're listening to the podcast, make sure you rate the podcast. Share it with your friends. Tell people that you're watching. Share everyone the video links. Get them watching too. And, hey, next month is a new month. I'll see you next time.